Here are 5 easy ways to decide if the relationship that you are in or the relationship that you are wanting to be in is actually a healthy relationship and is sustainable for you or worth it for you to actually try to get into. My name is Aubrey. I have a master's degree in marriage, couple, and family counseling, and I'm going to walk you through 5 very simple ways to see if the person that you're with or wanting to be with is a relationship you should actually be involving yourself in. And before I get started, please make sure to like and subscribe. I'd love to have you join me, and I'd love to support you on your journey of finding love, creating a healthier mindset, or finding that relationship between yourself to encourage more self-love. Okay, let's get into it. 5 very easy ways to decide if the person that you are with or wanting to be with is a healthy choice or healthy option for you. One, and this is a non negotiable: respect. The person that you are wanting to be in a relationship with has to respect you. And we can go ahead and look at the textbook definition of respect. I'm sure you can look that up on your phone. But when I say respect, I mean things like, do they respect what you say? Do they respect how you think or who you are, your job? Do they respect you? Are they respectful of your time? Are they respectful of the times that you say you're going to spend together? Do they respect you in their communication and how they approach you, in their introduction of you? Respect is one of those things that I feel like sometimes people waver in relationships because they give people the benefit of the doubt. But honestly, if you start off a relationship by allowing somebody not to respect you, if you continue on in that relationship, it's going to just increase. That light level of disrespect that was early on will become heavier and heavier as the days go on. So respect is a non-negotiable. I want you to think back on your past relationships and think about any of the times that anybody has disrespected you or not shown you respect. Can you think about a time like that? And when you think about those moments, I want you to take those and put them in like a little remembrance toolbox, because we're going to have to reflect back on that box when we meet somebody new to decide if this person is somebody we should be entertaining. Because if this person, this new person, is doing something that is similar to what is in our reflective toolbox, then it's a no-go. We have to move forward. 2, consistency. The person that you are wanting to be in a relationship with, the person who is going to be the best person for you, is consistent. They're consistent in how they talk to you. They're consistent in their interest of you. They're consistent with their availability. Though sometimes jobs might put us in a position to where we're not always able to be as consistent, but their effort is consistent. Their intention is consistent. Their desires for the relationship is consistent. Consistency is one of those things that, again, people tend to overlook when they're getting to know somebody because they give the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're busy, or maybe they're tired, or maybe they had a long day at work. They make up these excuses because they want to find a way for this person to fit into their life, even if this person is doing things that is not deserving of being in your life. It's not worth it to have that person in your life if they're not being respectful of you or if they're not being consistent. Now, consistency doesn't have to be every day. Consistency is not a every 2 minutes this person texts you, or every 4 or 5 hours this person is calling you. You got to set the parameters on what consistency looks like. But consistency looks like there's a healthy pattern of this person showing up for you. There's a healthy pattern of this person being there for you. There's a healthy pattern of dates, a healthy pattern of overall of showing up like you need them to show up for you. Consistency is key. Without consistency, you're probably left confused. If you're allowing somebody to disrespect you, then we got to work on that self-love and validating yourself and loving yourself so we don't put up with people disrespecting you. But if we add disrespect and inconsistency into a relationship, that's not really the relationship that's going to be long term. You don't deserve to be in a relationship that isn't respectful and with somebody that isn't consistent with you. That's how anxieties form. That's how abandonment issues form. That's how anxious attachment styles increase, is when you're with somebody that is not only inconsistent, but isn't respectful of who you are, what you like to do, the things that you involve yourself in, your work. You want to be respected and you need somebody to be consistent. Communication. Now, it's 2026. There are dozens of ways you can Snapchat, Twitter, X, Threads, Instagram DM, email, text message, FaceTime, WhatsApp, Facebook Messenger, if I didn't already say that. We can go back to MySpace if we need to. But there is no reason for somebody not to communicate with you, especially if you're building a relationship with someone and you have an idea of what their schedule is like. If they're not good at communication, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? And I don't mean like good at communication in the essence of they don't know what to say, or sometimes they don't have the right word that they want to put out, or, maybe they have different language barriers or something in that space. That's not what I mean by communication. I mean intentional communication with you to further build a relationship. If you can't communicate with somebody and you guys don't have good communication, how are you expecting to build a relationship? It's going to be really hard. Or you'll do it and it'll be toxic, right? Let's say the intimacy is great physically, but the communication sucks. What good is the intimacy if the communication isn't there? What good is the intimacy if the respect isn't there? What good is the intimacy if the consistency isn't there? It's dangerous. That part's dangerous. So be careful. Communication is one of those things where people have parameters and boundaries around how often they want to communicate with somebody, especially early on in relationships. Or, people might have parameters around certain times or the amount of times they communicate with somebody when they're getting to know each other. So communicate on what you expect in a relationship as it pertains to communication. Hey, I really like you and I'd love for us to maybe end our night by talking on the phone, before the day ends. Or I know you're busy with work. However, when you're off of work, do you mind if we text? Or something? You have to find clarity. Confusion and communication, they don't go together. Clarity and communication makes for the healthiest relationship. So please be mindful of the type of communication that you are involving yourself in, because communication is a heavy indicator of a healthy relationship. Good communication is a heavy indicator of a healthy relationship. There's a phrase, and this is my fourth point, but there's a phrase that says, to know you more is to love you less. And I think people are afraid of being honest and being their true selves because they don't want to be judged or misunderstood. However, honesty and being honest about who you are and your desires, what you want in a relationship, is going to be the best way to build something that is healthy and the best way to build something that is good for you. Honesty about what you like, what you don't like, honesty about who you are and how you grew up, honesty about your goals and your fears. And not that you have to put all of this up front, right? But being honest about who you are helps build trust. It helps build a relationship because there's transparency there. With honesty comes transparency, and we can build on transparency. What we can't build on is lies. We can't build on things that are hidden. We can't build on things that are being kept from us. We can only build upon honesty. So be honest with the person that you're building with or wanting to build with, and seek honesty from them. Because if they're not being honest, again, what are we doing? This is my last major point for a healthy relationship. You have to be vulnerable. And we can put on our social media act and our bad girl, a bad guy, whatever the energy is. You can put on whatever act that is. However, if you're wanting something that is strengthened and rooted deeply in the core of a love that is grounded in authenticity and rawness, then you're going to have to be vulnerable. And that, again, is tying into that honesty. And you should seek vulnerability from your partner. If you're with somebody and getting to know somebody and they're afraid to be vulnerable, let's say it's been 3-4 months and you haven't gotten anything that feels raw from them to you. And I'm not talking about intimacy, but you haven't gotten something that feels like you're getting to the deeper layers of them. That's a flag. If you're getting to know somebody, vulnerability helps soften that relationship. It helps build trust and a connection. And so please seek to be vulnerable in a safe way. And please seek out vulnerability in your partner, because if somebody's walking around with a mask, or if somebody's walking around with a wall up or hesitations, and it's been, a good amount of time of you guys learning each other and trying to build with each other, and they can't be vulnerable, what is that going to look like when they are actually vulnerable? Are they equipped emotionally to be vulnerable? And not that that's your dilemma to deal with, but you have to keep in mind, if you're wanting a healthy relationship, you probably want to be with somebody, you probably want to be with somebody that is able to be vulnerable, that's able to be honest, that is good at communication, that is consistent in how they treat you, and fully respect you. Okay? Those are non-negotiables. And if you need help remembering that, you can always come back to this video and keep in mind the 5 things that I feel like create a healthy relationship. I hope you enjoyed that. My name is Aubrey Ebony Williams, your friend with her master's in marriage and couple family counseling, who's also in a healthy relationship, lover girl era. Please subscribe, and I hope to see you on the next video. Comment if you feel like these are things that you have in your relationship, or if you feel like things like this are missing in your relationship. I'd love to hear. Or if you feel like there are things that can be added to this list, I'd love to hear it too. Either way, I'll see you soon, and thanks for watching.